Welcome back to another video of the Roottrees Are Dead, a really interesting detective game where we try to figure out the Roottree family tree. If you haven't seen the previous parts already, I would highly suggest you check out the playlist in the top right corner to catch up with the story. And here we go, let's see, where were we? While editing the previous parts, I took some notes of some things that I thought I had missed. First of all, it said Edward takes over from Pop, from her father, the business. Yeah, here it says Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. So I'm thinking Edward will be a lawyer as well. Then, about Chris. I couldn't figure who Chris is. I noticed that from his email, when he sent that message to the conspiracy theory guy, he said that he is an expert at faking evidence. That kind of made me think, what is he doing if he's an expert at faking evidence? I haven't really gone through these professions, but let's have a look. What could be good? Who could be good at faking evidence? Some sort of a detective? No detectives here. Military? Police officer, maybe. That would make sense. He's dealing with lots of evidence. I think out of all of these options, police officer makes the most sense. Again, it's kind of a bit of a stretch, but there's a reason behind it. Another thing I noticed was that Lauren mentioned something about her brother's lectures. I cannot find where it was, but that would kind of imply that one of her brothers was a teacher. If Edward is a lawyer, this brother is in advertising, this one would be a teacher. Professor, I guess. Here it mentions that all of her brothers seem to pursue paths of knowledge. Professor would kind of fit, a lawyer would fit. Advertising, if it's his own business, then maybe as well? I don't know. Who would be who? I feel like out of these descriptions, I'm getting an impression that Clancy was her oldest brother because he's brought up regularly. Also, when the dynasty here, Clancy was in the meeting where the next president was decided. So I'm kind of getting that impression. So let's give it a shot. Let's try to put Clancy there for now. We can always change it. Clancy Jr. Also would make sense for Clancy Edward to name his firstborn son also Clancy, right? And the last thing that I noticed, I had a big confusion about Eli's in the last video, as you probably remember. I was thinking, why is this Eli in the Free Spirits photo? Because both Eli's that I know should be in the next generation. And while editing, I realized that's Miracle's brother. He's even younger than Miracle. So if Miracle is in this photo, it makes perfect sense that his brother Eli would also be in this photo. Which means Eli M, as I kind of speculated already in the previous video, this would be Eli M. M might stand for miracle, I don't know. And occupation, well, we can add a photo, first of all. This guy. Occupation, he kind of looks like some sort of a handyman with this like a kind of a uniform. I think that blue blob is from the water damage. But with this kind of uniform, let's see, what could he be? Construction, maybe. Manufacture, mechanic. That looks like a mechanic's uniform. Let's put him as mechanic for now. I know I'm kind of maybe speculating a little bit here, but I feel like there's a solid reason behind my speculation. And this would be the other Eli then. Elias C. Roottree. In advertising, do we have his picture? Oh, we do have his picture, but which one is which? Wait, she said which one was the brother that looked like... I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left since he looked like Pop. So this guy looks very much like her father, and he should be Eli. Because look at her father. Eli looks like basically the same. Here we go. Here we go. I'm glad that at least some of my speculations have proven correct. Perfect. Perfect. And he is mechanic. I'm very happy with this. In the previous videos, I've tried to keep 3 discoveries per video. This time, let's go for 6, because otherwise it's going to be a very short video. And we also locked some of the optional entries. Good, 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 very good. Which means that, yeah, he's in advertising. He's a lawyer, perfect. We can safely put this as Clancy. And Clancy would be this guy. Professor. He kind of looks like a professor, to be honest. I don't know anything about their spouses. I have no idea who either of them has married. One last thing that I noticed is that Madsen Gwyneth was not locked in, which makes me wonder if this is actually Ernest Madsen, because there weren't any other Madsen ladies, right? Nicole was Ernie Jr.'s daughter, so it can't be Nicole up here. I thought surely that's Gwyneth, but apparently not. Which makes me wonder, maybe I got that wrong. He can't go anywhere else. We have all of these locked in. Well, this one is just as good as locked in. And then, well, this is Angelica. So, this kind of has to be Ernest Madsen. An article from 1982 announces that Ernest Madsen Jr. is taking over the day-to-day operations of Roottrees after the previous president died unexpectedly. Little is known about Ernest. He was quite private after all. But sources close to the family who have asked to remain anonymous have made it clear that he is more than qualified. There are rumors that Ernest had originally trained to succeed Zach Morden, but had been passed up for unspecified reasons. Business Watch also managed to get a quote from the company's publicist. The last 4 years at Roottrees have been rough. In an attempt to keep our products relevant to the modern audiences, some of our decisions have had unintended consequences. From the fancy flavors misstep to the batter up bar, we've taken a bit of a fumble in the public eye, but Mr. Madsen is committed to getting back to basics. Batter up bar. I don't know anything about the batter up bar. That's new. I was hoping to find something about Ernest Madsen himself, but batter up bar might be a clue. Let's have a look. The Batter Up bar was a failed candy bar released by the Roottrees company. Sounds like Gus was not a good president of the company. Launched with a great fanfare in 1980, it was meant to evoke the classic combination of pancakes and maple syrup. The name came from the fact that its recipe used a creamy imitation of pancake batter as its filling, and the packaging had baseball imagery. Consumers loved the taste, and the candy launched to stellar reviews, but after a little less than a month on the shelf, it was discovered that the filling of unopened bars began to separate and developed an off-putting texture, described as powdery chunks floating in oily goop. This odd consistency made it the punchline of late-night jokes for weeks, solidifying its reputation as failure. Well, we didn't find out anything new. Just some backstory. I don't know, is the fact that he was supposed to succeed Zach, maybe that's somehow relevant? Let's try to search fancy flavors. I remember that story, but maybe this is something new. No, this is the same thing that we already read. Guy, or did I call him Gus before? Guy Hudson. Guy Hudson, along with his twin sister, are no strangers to the public when it comes to Roottrees snacks. They both appear in the company's advertisements as children during the Boys and Girls Agree era. We might get some pictures from here, because we don't have Angelica's picture. Now, Guy is taking over the Roottrees company at the end of the year. Who would have known that one of those two adorable redheads? Guy credits his mother and father, Angie and Christopher, with providing his fiery due. Oh, Angie and Christopher. Well, we already have that. Okay, well. Oh, wait. It's not Angie's photo that we'll get. We'll get Bonnie's photo, probably. Arguing over everything but chocolate would grow up to take over the whole company. Guy's uncle and current president Zachariah has decided to take an early retirement to focus on traveling the world with his wife. Zach was quoted as saying, "Now that our daughters have started families of their own." Daughters. He has 2 daughters. So that's Caroline. This one, unknown female, we can mark it as such. Now that our daughters have started families of their own, Clara and I... Wait, Clara, his wife. Clara Lansing. Aha. Okay, he married Lara Lansing, which makes sense. Are there any other Lansings? No. Well, this has to be Gwendolyn Morden then, because that fits perfectly. This has been a really useful article. Now that our daughters have started families of their own, Clara and I plan to reflect on a life well lived. Guy is new to the business world, but he's family. We at Roottrees have faith in his innovative ideas and he's eager to share them with the world. We like to think that boys and girls agree that he's ready to succeed. Wait, something just came to my mind. Guy was killed in an accident. What if? Might be a wild theory. I was thinking maybe Roottrees accidentally killed him, someone else drunk or something. But what if he was targeted? Because he was just so bad at his job. I don't know, might be a wild guess. Why just not replace him without killing him? I still think that probably was just an accident, but just a wild thought came to my mind just now. Anyways, boys and girls agree. We want to search for that. Yes, we get a picture. That's good. You find a site about successful ad campaigns. One of the ads listed is from the late 50s. Boys and girls agree. It is a series of television and magazine ads for Roottrees chocolate bars. The ad campaign is described as having the premise that boys and girls are often diametrically opposed except when it comes to one thing. Both of them agree that Roottrees is their favorite. The first advertisement in the series was the most memorable due to the bright red hair of the boy and girl involved. One of the magazine advertisements has been added to your evidence. Let's have a look. This is the advertisement. Boys and girls never agree on anything except Roottrees. This is an ad for Roottrees candy. Yep. Perfect. So we can add these two photos, boy and girl. They would be the twins. That's Guy Hudson. And that is his twin sister, Bonnie. I think we should have Guy correct now. I think we should have this Clancy Jr. correct. Which means that Chris Rafferty probably wasn't a police officer, huh? I knew it was a wild shot. Who else could here be good at faking evidence? Military, maybe. No. I don't want to guess, though. Lawyer. Could be lawyer. I really want to figure out the Chris Rafferty thing. Let's dig through the evidence again. Maybe I pick up something new. And he wasn't an artist, was he? That was my first thought, that he's an artist. But no. Here's where it said, Chris Rafferty asked him to take down his site. He knows that the proof was fake because he's an expert at creating fake evidence. Maybe because he's an artist. But he's not an artist. It doesn't lock it in. Well, I remember I can add Clark's photo here, this one. He was part of the band with Jim. Wait. Was that not him? He's not locked in. Wait, is it the other way around? It must be the other way around. Because I remember I had this photo for Clark and it didn't lock in. It must be the other way around. That's Clark. With a beard, I really thought that was James. Must be the other way around then. Interesting. Well, yeah, obviously you could shave. I just noticed there's a profession, baby. Well, I don't think Chris is a baby. But maybe someone here would be a baby. Alright, I can't find anything new about Chris currently, so let's maybe move on to something else for now. I don't know if that would be metagaming or not. I see that there is a photo option here for this spouse. And there isn't a photo option for this spouse. Which would make me think that this is Ernie's spouse, because we have her photo. And this would be his daughter Nicole Madsen. So this would be Ernest Madsen Jr. He was the 4th president, if I remember correctly. His wife was named Debbie. Deborah Bean. His daughter's occupation. I have no idea. Nicole Madsen. And do we know how Ernie Jr. looked like? He must have been in this photo. Right? Was he? He was, yeah, Ernie Jr. We have locked some of these people in, but some of them are still a mystery. Redheads. These two are redheads. Right? Guy, I don't know why I keep calling him Gus. Guy and his twin sister. They're standing next to each other. They're both redheads. That makes so much sense. Yes. I'm happy with this assumption. Oh, but I can't. Okay, I can't put any additional photos of them there yet because they aren't locked in. Which means we still have 3 ladies unaccounted for and 2 guys unaccounted for in this photo. Who are we even missing? So Ernie Jr., right? Caroline. Who's Gwyneth M? Gwyneth M. Gwendolyn. It is this row. Gwendolyn. So this lady. Caroline, her sister. Then this is the unknown name, Ernie. 2 more unknown names here. We don't know anything about Gwyn's children. Oh wait, she had two sons. She had 2 sons. It's not like we don't know anything. She had 2 sons. And Elias has a child, but that child wouldn't be in this photo because the child would be too young. Elias himself is in that photo. Why? But her children are not in that photo. Because first of all, I would recognize their faces. Second of all, they don't have alternate like photo options. Maybe that red border means that they're kind of excluded from the family. I don't know. Still not super clear to me. Which one would be Clark in that photo? Not that. So one of these 2. His smile is the same, isn't it? Well, he doesn't have glasses or the mustache anymore, but his smile looks the same. Oh wait, but chin? The chin looks the same for this guy. I think a chin is a better clue than a smile, isn't it? I think let's put this guy here as Clark. I think, because of the chin. Which means Ernie, we could mark as that guy, but let's not do it just yet. Let's have a look at the ladies. The only lady that I don't know where she goes is Gwyneth M. She would make me think that she is Ernest Jr.'s sister. Yeah, only this can be her. Gwyneth Madsen. Oh, that explains a lot, because that's why it wasn't locked in. Because Gwyneth Madsen is here. This is Gwyneth Madsen. Where does the surname Madsen come from then? If this is Elias Roottrees Jr., he marries someone and their son has a surname Madsen. Wait, I'm just noticing that this top secret thing is attached to this clue. I never paid attention to that before. I just saw it was here. But this top secret is attached to Ernest Madsen. And it's in a different color. Same as this. This little rope. That's intriguing. So there might be something weird happening with their surnames or something. Some big family mystery. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Well, I think I'm willing to mark this as Ernest Jr. Yeah. My assumptions have been correct. And some additional entries locked in as well. I feel like we're getting somewhere. That's great. Still some of these entries that I feel very lost about. Let's keep going, otherwise I feel like this is going to be a very short video again. Right, Nicole Madsen has been... Wait, where is Nicole Madsen? Oh, Nicole Madsen is her. Right, because I remember this Miracle Third's wife was Nicole. Now we know it's... she's not Nicole Madsen. We can put her as Nicole Smith now. Since we logged Guy in, we can mark this photo as well. Maybe, wait a minute. These photos from Chris's art project, Chris's cousins. We might be able to lock something in. Because I think someone was the only child, right? From his cousins. Third cousins, Davy, Bethany, who is Davy's younger sister, and Stephanie, who is an only child. Which means this would be Stephanie. Stephanie Cattrall. Cattrall. Haven't heard that surname before. Which means her father would be Cattrall Sam. Can guess that maybe she's still a student. Wait, when was that art project from? Do we know? Copyright 1997. Doesn't mean that this art project is recent, though. I mean, maybe he is a student still. If it's a recent student college, maybe. I think I tried it before, but maybe something else was wrong at that time. And assuming that's a recent photo, Stephanie, if I remember correctly, would be... Wait, did I not take her photo? Oh, I might not have taken her photo. Yeah, I didn't take any of these photos. This should be Stephanie, if I remember correctly. And I think she would be a student from K to 12, kindergarten to 12th grade. And I would assume same about Nicole. She also seems very young. Let's go! Let's go! This has been a very productive episode. And he was a student! He was a student. I was overcomplicating things with Chris. Because I'm very certain I tried student before, but I'm thinking that probably at the time his father's photo was wrong. We're progressing really nicely. We need 3 more photos for the guest to come again, so let's do that. So let's do 3 more in this video. Where would Davy be? I don't know where Davy and his sister would be though, because they could be pretty much anywhere. They could be here, 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 or even here. I'm noticing there aren't that many names remaining, because we have locked a lot of them in. Just really good. Let's now have a look at these intuitions, maybe. Camp and Melee, there's still 9 clues here? Really? Because I've locked both of them in. Oh wait, I just noticed Stephanie grew up in a home without a father, with my mother and her partner. I essentially had an entire female influence. I had missed that before. Which means this was her father, so unknown male, but they split up. And this is unknown female, her mother's partner. We still don't know their names, but that kind of helps to maybe narrow it down a little bit. Her mother, Caroline, a local artist who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times. Wait, how I somehow had missed that before. Well, we can mark her as an artist. Caroline Morden. Let's search for her in the Butler County Times. Here we go. You find a cover story about local art installations, including one by Caroline Morden. This is mostly a listing of art in Butler County. She seems to get top billing. Accompanying the story, there's an image of Caroline standing beside a large metal sculpture of a mermaid. It is captioned, Caroline standing next to her sculpture, Atlantis Burden. This sculpture is one of many works featured in her upcoming book, Self-Portrait Art of the Beauty of Women. We'll definitely need to look for that book in the library. According to a quote further down, Atlantis Burden is meant to symbolize a society split by indecision over whether women should be equals or something to protect. The picture on the front page has been added to your evidence. Interesting. Caroline Morden. Let's have a look at that. Here is that photo. Oh, here she is. And there is that mermaid sculpture. Okay, well, let's add her picture here. Here we go. Let's now go and check out her book. Mostly black and white pictures of Caroline's art. The centerpiece is a series of full-color nude self-portraits at different ages, stretching from 25 to 30. They certainly have not been added to your evidence. Damn it. In the intro, Caroline talks about influencers. She was one of the youngest in her generations, and in her late teens, she felt betrayed when her sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie gave up on dreams to settle for boring men. Sister Gwendolyn and cousin Bonnie. I think I should have both of them locked in. Sister Gwendolyn, cousin Bonnie, already locked in. She especially dislikes her brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. Brother-in-law, Dr. Wilson. Who she calls completely bogus. Brother-in-law. He wouldn't be here though. Dr. Wilson though. Brother-in-law would be her husband's or wife's brother, right? Wilson. We have 4 Wilsons here. That's a lot of Wilsons. There are 3 male Wilsons and 1 female Wilson. I have no idea which one of these would be her husband. Their marriages led her to double down on her passions, art and the environment. She even married a man who has the opposite of boring, which was overcorrection. Maybe we can search for some of the Wilsons on the internet. Maybe something comes up. She comes out strongly against the Roottrees company's effect on the local environment and rues how she was not able to convince her father, Zach, to make changes to policy. She also explains that her marriage to Mark... Here we go, Mark Wilson... Wait, what? Mark Landon. She was married to Mark Landon. Oh, okay, yeah. Of course, her daughter's surname is Landon. I could have gotten that. Which means that her spouse would be Wilson, the female spouse, which would be Jem, because that's the only female Wilson on our list, right? Her marriage to Mark led to the most volatile moments in her life, all negative, and that the only good thing he ever gave her was a daughter. Leaving them all behind for good has pushed her to pursue her true loves, art and the beauty of women. Interesting, okay. I'll add a note about Dr. Wilson. I don't know if that will be relevant though. I just noticed it says dedicated to Eloise and Stephanie. Eloise and Stephanie. Who are they? Is there an Eloise on our list? There is. Just Eloise. No surname. Wait, I remember that in the evidence list. Was it? I'm guessing that was Eloise. Yeah. Someone. Eloise had questions as her surname, and I was wondering, that's kind of peculiar. And I'm still wondering that. Yeah, well, that's very interesting. But she's the only one with question marks for surname. That's very, very interesting. I'm sure there is some family mystery behind that as well. Wait, what pictures are we missing? We're missing Gwendolyn's picture and we're missing Gwyneth's picture. How do both of them look? Wait, Caroline was also in the photo. We can maybe have a look who looks similar to her in that photo. With the kind of curly hair. This looks kind of like her with some curly hair, right? And also with the artist's hat, the beret. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Caroline. Which means that we have Gwyneth and Gwendolyn. Were those the names? Yes, Gwyneth and Gwendolyn. Lots of names starting with G in this family tree. Gwyneth, Gwendolyn. It's a tongue twister. There are 4 more intuitions about this. It's a good song. I'll put it in the background. Wait, what do we not know about Jim? We don't know about his children, one of which is a daughter. What would be the surnames? The surnames would be also just Roottrees here, right? Yeah. We still have lots of Roottrees surnames remaining. Candy Roottrees, that's a great name. Oh! I thought I had searched for Diamond's Dazzlers before, but apparently not. I remember thinking about while editing as well, but apparently I just forgot about it. Diamond's Dazzlers is the name of the official fan club for Jim and Diamond. We find a forum post called Cool Things You Got in the Mail on a random forum about video games. One reply mentions that Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers. It's accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it is no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. There is a fierce debate in the subsequent posts about whether that's cool or pathetic. Amongst the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only one is relevant. The card from 1996 included pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. The picture has been added to your evidence. Which picture? Here, this picture. You found a picture of the Christmas card from Jim and Diamond. The description said it included a picture of his son Wolf listening to parents' latest music. Okay, that's their son. And what was with the daughter? The daughter's band Floozies? The daughter's band the Floozies. Let's maybe search for that. Here we go, Floozies. Oh, we'll have a song to listen to. The Floozies are an all-female punk band operating out of New York City. They're mentioned in passing in an online review from earlier this year. Apparently they were the opening act for the band the reviewer actually came to see. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual, and not because of the music, which she described as loud, fast and repetitive, but not in the good way. The trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told they were rumored to be the children of other famous musicians and didn't want to be why they became popular. The reviewer also mentioned that for an underground and unknown band with absolutely no following, their equipment was all extremely expensive, and not only were they selling CDs, but they only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The reviewer said although she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. There's no picture of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquistador, has been added to your evidence. That's interesting. Let's see. Conquistador. I'm guessing that might be her... the daughter? Guitars, vocals, Candy. Okay, Candy. I was wondering, who is Candy? Here we go. That is Candy. Candy Roottrees. For someone trying to hide that she's related to Roottrees, having her face out there with her real name... maybe not the greatest strategy. Musician. And this would be Wolf. Wolf, and I'm guessing that he is a student. Before I lock it in, I want to listen to the song. Can I? Oh wait, okay, we can't listen to it. Well, too bad. But okay, let's lock in the child. I'm guessing he is a student. Yes. Let's go. 30 out of 50 blood relatives locked in. Oh, 33 now even. Let's go. Also some optional. Landon Mark was locked in.
On the phone, I said I owed you an explanation. But I can't reveal everything. Not yet.
SMH.
I'm sure this all seems like deception for deception's sake. So I'll try to explain why.
Okay.
It's true, I'm working with lawyers. But not the candy company lawyers. My publisher's lawyers.
Is she a writer? Is she Lauren? Is Lauren still alive? I thought she might have been too old.
I'm on the verge of releasing a book, and it's not kind to the Roottrees. Especially Elias and the 5 Pieces. The truth often isn't.
Uh-oh.
But with the plane crash, the publisher is rightfully worried it'll look like I'm making things up to exploit a tragedy. So they're doing their due diligence. That's why you're here. To be sure there's enough evidence for an expert to unearth the whole story.
Okay.
If I tell you the whole story now, we can't prove that. I hope you understand. That said, I can say that the work you're doing is very personal to me. To my story, one spot on the tree is more important than the rest. You've likely noticed it. It's locked for now. I'll return one final time, after you fill it in. Also, there are fewer Roottrees left. In a sense, that makes it easier. Use process of elimination.
That's what I was planning to do.
It's also harder to verify when you're right. You'll need 4 blood relatives before they lock from here on out.
Oh, gosh. I mean, makes sense, so you can't just brute force it.
I don't have any more evidence for you, but trust your intuition. If something has a high number, it's not a mistake. You're getting closer and closer to the truth. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Well, this has been a very productive episode. We've looked in so many Roottrees, and if you've enjoyed it, press that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And the next part will be up on your screen on the right side once it is published. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.